Hello and welcome to the OKPreps Extra Show. I'm Patrick Prince, joined as always by Barry Lewis. We're recording on a Wednesday morning, a little early for us sports guys, so bear with us and we're going to do the best we can. Barry, let's start with shot clocks in high school basketball. Next Wednesday, there will be a vote on whether to implement this. What do you think? Is that a good thing? Do we need shot clocks in high school basketball in Oklahoma?
Apparently so, although I'm old school, so I don't think we do, because really it's not very often where the having a shot clock would really come into play, at least in the games I see. Of course, I see primarily large school games, but apparently majority of the coaches feel there's a need for it, and now it's going to be up to the OSSA to vote on it. Apparently next Wednesday, the coaches want it. I can make a case for or against. The case for is that colleges have the shot clock, and the high school, whether whatever the sport, they're trying to have the high schools play by more the same rules that the colleges do to prepare those student athletes for the next level. So that's a good case for it. A case against it is it takes some strategy away out of the game. I personally don't see there's a need for it, but I there are a few cases where it can drive you crazy where there's no action going on for a minute or two because the team is just holding the ball and the defense is just letting them hold it. They've got the lead, so they're not pressing the action, and so that leads to one or two totally wasted minutes. So I can see the argument either way. There's a cost factor that needs to be considered, and also getting people trained to do it. I think last year it failed by one vote. Last year's vote was for just the 6A and 5A level, where it seems like there's the most support among coaches for it. Apparently, this time it's going to be across the board, 6A through B. And it seems like there's more broader support. Ultimately, it's going to come down to whether the OSSA board approves it, so, as it did last year, where it fell short by one vote.
So could they just vote on it for larger classes, or is this going to be one size fits all?
They could, just like last year, could be for just for larger classes. Last year, that's where the support was, is the larger classes coaches were supporting of it. But it seems like there is more support throughout all the classifications this year. So we won't know exactly what's going to go on until the agenda is posted next week. And but I think it's going to be one size fits all, but we'll wait and see.
If you had a vote, how would you vote?
I would begrudge. I guess I would vote yes, just because everyone seems to want it. I don't really see there's a need for it as much as some other people do, but I guess I would do a yes,
What's your gut feeling? How are they going to vote next week?
that it'll be approved. I think there's a little bit more support this year than there was last year going into the meeting, when it all sort of came up sort of suddenly. So I think it'll pass.
So would that be implemented for the next season?
It could be, although my feeling is it would probably be the season after that. But again, a lot of things to be decided. I have a feeling it'd be for 26, 27, but because it's not going to happen. I mean, things just can't happen overnight. I mean, you got to order the clocks, get people trained. So there's a lot that goes into it logistically.
Yeah, that I guess that's where I am on this, Barry. I don't know. I don't see near enough games as you do and others to really have an honest opinion. I see so few, so I don't really have an opinion whether we need it or not need it. But I think the point you brought up about training people is a very important point, because if you're the guy running the shot clock, that's an important job. And you've got to be paying attention every second, and you've got to know, and it's so easy to just miss something or overlook something, especially if it's in the last few minutes of the game and every second matters. That's going to be interesting to me, is that point of training everybody up and making sure not just the training, but just making sure everyone's doing a good job at it.
It's
It's
a
not.
lot.
I think it's a harder job than it seems like.
Oh, it's very much a harder job. It's a lot, and it's a lot faster paced than football. And in football, there's some schools where the play clock operator is a lot better than others. I mean, there's some schools where there's problems enough where the referee will just say, get tired of it and say, shut it off, we'll keep it on the field, which is not a great situation. And I've seen it at the Drillers games when they implemented the pitch clock to professional baseball. It is, I don't think I could do it. Let's just say that. I mean, you've got to be so focused.
Yeah,
So that is a challenge.
yeah. All right, let's switch gears to football. Dan Bitson has resigned as head football coach of Booker T. Washington. Booker T had seemed on the field at least to have righted the ship a little bit. How big a blow is this, and where does Booker T go from here?
It's a huge blow for Booker T in a lot of ways, just because I mean it's such a storybook situation last year where you had a Booker T graduate coming home and leading the program back to relevancy after a disastrous season on the field the year before. I mean, everything Booker T had seemed to have everything going in a great direction, and the future looked really bright. And now this situation happened where Coach Bitson is um, leaving, resigning as coach. And now, yes, it's a hard time of the year to hire coaches. I mean, it's not like it's January or December when most of the hiring goes on. It's really late to do this, so it'll be interesting to see whether they go the interim route for this year or if they move forward and look for a more permanent successor to Coach Bitson.
Rudy Garcia, Union basketball coach, recently retired after 30 years. What a career. 30 years and three state titles. He told you, Barry, that he never envisioned coaching 30 years, and that's exactly what he did. What's his legacy?
His legacy, I mean, the longevity and success. I mean, first of all, it's so rare for anyone to coach 30 years, be a head coach 30 years in the same sport at one place. That's incredibly rare just on its own, even if he hadn't won any state championships. But of course, he won three state titles, was a runner up four times, including this past season. What a way to go out. What a Cinderella run it was. What a great way to cap your career. And also 23 state tournament berths in 30 years. That's a consistency of success over such a long period of time. And it's really amazing to think the fork in the road his career took when the baseball job and basketball job opened practically at the same time back in 1995 at Union, and Rudy Garcia had more of a baseball background and had been as but the basketball job opened like a couple of weeks before the baseball job, and he stayed with that commitment to basketball, and what a career.
Yeah.
And
Who
of
does
course, he
Union?
is not the only area coach to our state coach to step down recently, or there's been a lot of coaching moves.
It's been active. Yeah. Tell us about it.
Very active. The next day after Rudy Garcia stepped down, Jeff Edmondson, Dale's coach, who led Dale to four consecutive state 2A titles. That's talk about quitting on top. He's retiring as Dale's coach, and his son Easton had been a 4-year starter for them, and he's graduating this year. So it's just he felt it was a good time to step away. But wow, what a legacy he's got! And then you've got Lou Dawkins, the former TU standout. He resigned from Muskogee a month ago, and now he's the new head coach at McAllister. So and he's really feels he's ready for a fresh start, as he said. And then you've got in the girls' side, Jinx girls, Jamie Combs going back to the Tulsa area, former Union and Berry Hill coach, most recently of Tuttle, had great success the last 3 years at Tuttle. She's going to be taking over the Jenks girls program, which I think has got a lot of potential, but they haven't been to any state tournament since 2012. So I think they're ready to really take the Jenks administration is really ready to see that program go to another level.
Well, what else is on your mind, Barry? Anything, or shall we leave it there?
I think we'll leave it there, except to let everyone know that the All World Awards, All World Honors for the winter sports, they're starting next Wednesday, uh, April 23rd. So that's for swimming, wrestling, and basketball. So that's our All World Week starting next Wednesday, April 23rd.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll leave it there for this week. Appreciate you joining us. Barry and I'll be back next week.